Well, welcome to the channel, viewers. Dr. JWA, theologist, Central Coast, New South Wales, Australia. Who's ruling Australia? Behavioural-Political analysis. Hoping for it to be more of a therapy journey where people can understand what's actually happening in the invisible realm of all this, including the politicians. And when this is episode 41, when Australians started realising the system had positioned itself above the nation. And so in the last talk, I examined institutions progressively positioning themselves as the highest practical authority within Australian life after severing themselves from divine sovereign restraint. And in this episode, it escalates the constitutional exposure further. The establishment increasingly behaving as though preserving the system itself matters more than preserving the nation beneath it. Because at first, the inversion still appears subtle. More institutional preservation, more administrative continuity, more behavioural management justified through national stability, public protection and procedural necessity. And Australians continued assuming the establishment still existed primarily to serve the nation underneath it. Then slowly another recognition began surfacing beneath the constitutional fatigue. Constitutional fatigue means that the people have been positioned so far away from their constitutional rights they've forgotten them. And so as the establishment, and nobody's safe, and it's causing a subconscious fatigue that nobody really wants to talk about. And so the system increasingly behaved as though the nation existed to sustain the institution, rather than the institution existing to protect the nation. And that inversion changes everything. Because Australia's Christian constitutional inheritance originally assumed government remained servant, not sovereign. Institutions remained restrained, not self-enthroning. Authority remained accountable, not self-justifying. And the nation itself existed beneath divine moral order, higher than administration. And the establishment did not originally stand above the people. It stood beneath law, conscience, truth, and divine sovereign restraint alongside them. But once institutions detached themselves from those restraints, preservation logic slowly replaced covenant responsibility. And the paradox deepens further, viewers. Policies increasingly protect institutional continuity, procedural legitimacy, administrative expansion, and establishment stability, even while Australians experience deteriorating social trust, weakened households, existential exhaustion, identity fragmentation, and the establishment's contributing to that, making sure of it, and you'll be punished if you don't like it, and civilizational disorientation beneath procedural normality. And that contradiction becomes the evidence, because establishments disconnected from transcendent or divine, I prefer the word divine, accountability increasingly prioritise managing visible instability rather than restoring the moral architecture whose collapse produced the instability underneath. So the system keeps functioning externally, Yet beneath the continuity, Australians increasingly sense the nation weakening while institutions consolidate, constitutional memory fading while administration expands. And just let me go back to my point, the nation weakening while institutions consolidate. I can very carefully but confidently say the pandemic, the institutions consolidated so well that it'll never happen again unless they actually shoot people, because the mask slipped so badly and the consequences of it were so extreme. I think what I would hope for the most part, people have woken up to institution consolidation for the powers running the company, which isn't the establishment. Constitutional memory fading while administration expands. Christian civilizational inheritance dissolving while managerial structures multiply. People don't realise how catastrophic that is. Christian civilizational inheritance is dissolving. That's the whole purpose of the lot of it, because once that's dissolved, they've got full and utter control. It'll go beyond what you could imagine. It may not happen tomorrow, but it's happening, and my goodness me, and the citizen becoming psychologically smaller beneath institutional permanence. This is where the establishment fragmentation strategy fully matures. And I do apologise, viewers, I have been going all day. I'm trying to squeeze this in. We have to get this information out so people are aware and can live underneath this catastrophic overtaking. It's an overtaking, as it were, in the spiritual realm at least. Because a lot of the politicians and people wouldn't understand a word of what I'm saying, but they're actually the ones living in it. It's spiritual. And so we've got to get this word out so people can at least understand and have some sanity while they're trying to live under it. Because understanding brings healing, and healing helps people to return to sanity, even in abuse. And this is where the establishment fragmentation strategy fully matures. A population divided morally, culturally, spiritually, psychologically, and constitutionally becomes progressively less capable of collectively restraining institutional overreach. I'd actually call that, it's institutional overlording. They're overlording the lot, everything. They lie to your face and it's right. If you don't like it, you will be punished. It's overlording. It's not overreach anymore. Through shared divine reference points, once unifying the civilization underneath government itself. And the fragmentation benefits establishment permanence, because populations disconnected from shared Christian constitutional conscience, covenant continuity, and divine sovereign restraint increasingly require administrative management to maintain social cohesion artificially. In other words, people are just complying, they know it's gone. We know it's gone, but to comply, I would say, if you're in a position where you can manage financially, Live each day as happily as you can and stay well away from all of this. Just stay away from it. Because the deeper you see, the more traumatizing it is. It's way beyond the capacity of the normal civilian to completely understand. It's so increasingly require administrative management to maintain social cohesion artificially, and that is the deeper constitutional grief now surfacing beneath Australia. Not merely political failure, civilisational inversion beneath institutional preservation. The country still appears administratively stable externally. Well, it did up until the other day, Tiggle versus Giggle. And the budget of 2026. But somewhere beneath the procedural continuity, another truth slowly begins surfacing. And this is my closing statement. I would challenge you to try and understand it. Once institutions begin preserving themselves above the Christian constitutional foundations that originally legitimised them, the nation gradually becomes something administered rather than something morally and spiritually shared beneath divine truth itself. And I want to apologise, viewers, because as I'm reading this, ideas are coming into my mind and it's causing me to balk. My speech is being balked by the mind trying to grab all the different directions this can lead into. I'm Dr. J.W. Ayub, theologist, since 1994. Like and subscribe to encourage me, comment to educate me, and share the video to help somebody else. If you're interested, my next talk will be when Australians started realising the nation was being managed more than protected.